Hi everyone, and we're just going to wait a couple of seconds until we've got a few more people online. But I thought I'd say hello, check out who was here, and let you know that today we're going to be discussing a whole bunch of really cool things when it comes to the lessons that I and everybody else that I've got feedback from gleaned from the NatMed Success Summit. And what I'm going to be doing is taking the top 3 themes that we got from the NatMed Success Summit that were common to nearly all of the practitioners that I spoke to, and we're going to introduce to you some of the concepts of the Inspire business model. And we're also going to give you an opportunity to be able to learn a bit more on how to apply some of these key learnings to your business. So let's get started. Hi, welcome. I'm Tammy Guest, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys again. I hope you guys enjoyed the NatMed Success Summit. And I know that we've got a whole bunch of practitioners listening, either now or on the recording, that are really interested in just up-leveling their businesses. They've gotten to a point where finding out a little bit more about the business side of things is really important, but finding somebody to be able to give them guidance or inspiration around how to run both a successful practice and be of best service to their clients, as well as try and get that leverage of clients, of money, and of profile into their businesses. So I'm going to open up a slideshow. Just give me a second. This is going to be interesting because it's the first time I've used it. Complete vulnerability there. And let's have a look. Let's open that up. There we go. And alrighty, how interesting. Alrighty. So, if you'd like to type into the chat box, you can, and let me know that you can see the image on the screen. That would be awesome. If you can, over here, over on your right-hand side there. If you can check that out. Now we've got a couple of people who have just joined us. Hi everybody, we're just starting. And hopefully you can see on the screen in front of you the lessons from the Masters. This is what we're talking about today, and how to run a thriving practice. We're going to take the 3 key themes that we explored and that were brought up over the NatMed Success Summit and see how you can apply them in your business. So if anyone would like to let me know in the chat. Oh, all good. Beautiful, Narelle. Thanks very much. All right. So let's have a look over here. Okay. So like I was saying, the 3 key themes that we're going to be talking about today that related to the NatMed Success Summit. The 3 key things that were very similar for everybody that I spoke to on the NatMed Success Summit. That was 10 of our most kind of naturopathic heroes that we found out that they have used to get the most success in their businesses and their lives. And then I'm going to introduce the Inspire business process that is a distillation of everything that I've learned over the past few years to grow my business, and in a way that's fun, that doesn't leave any gaps for anything when it comes to how you're going to learn about how to leverage your business and to boost your boost the amount of clients that you see, boost the amount of money that you make, and make sure that you're on track for living your life's purpose. I'm also going to I also really love giving value, so I'm going to go through the first step of the Inspire process, the I, and we'll get to that in a second, of the first thing that I ever used to really gain the insight that I needed to into my business, and it springboarded everything. I can't wait to share that with you. So that's the one thing you can do now and take home, and the things that you're going to be doing. And then we're going to talk about the IMB webinar series that's coming up. So the first of the three themes was say yes to as much as possible. So if you actually got to have a look at all of the interview series, what you will have seen was that the opportunities that arose for everybody that we looked at on the series were amazing. There was all sorts of opportunities coming into their businesses, and opportunities to take their businesses in different directions. And for most of them, it was checking out that opportunity to say yes. How I've experienced this, because I can't speak from anybody else's experience, so I'm going to speak from my experience. How this has helped me in my business is right at the beginning, when if you didn't catch my backstory, I got to a point in my business because I was so excited about sharing all of my knowledge around health and well-being and my background in medical science, and being able to apply that so that people understood their bodies, and I was just so excited to do that. But I ended up finding myself in a place that I didn't even have a sign on the front door to say that I was actually there as a naturopath. I was in an abandoned building, 3rd floor up. No one knew I was there, ready to heal the world. But as soon as I said yes to learning more about business, as soon as I said yes to putting that shingle up in front of my door, as soon as I said yes to taking action on the stuff that I had learnt in my business training, things started to just take off. Then I started saying yes to even the smallest speaking gigs, even speaking to mothers groups and things like that. Since I said yes to those things, the flow of traffic for clients started to come in, and then I started to recognise what I was good at when the types of clients that I saw. Since I said yes to even more speaking things, even more things kind of started to come to fruition. And then I started saying yes to a new place. So I moved from that abandoned building, not far away, but to a place that actually had a receptionist for the entire building. And that leveraged my business to a point where I could have even more time to do more speaking and to see more clients. And I said yes to that. Within 8 weeks of doing that, so this is probably over about a 3-month period of actually finally getting to the point of going, right, something has to change. So about 12 weeks later, after just choosing yes, I got to a point where I had let's say, for want of a better term, a vision. So I did a meditation, and I had in my mind where I would be in 12 months' time. And 12 months' time, in my mind, I was in a beautiful space, and I had a reception area. It was connected to lots of people. I had clean lines, green, nature everywhere. I had a multitude of practitioners in there. Had a workshop space to be able to run workshops and to have teaching and to have cooking classes. 8 weeks after I started saying yes, I then moved into the place, which is now my practice. My practice that I work in 2.5 days a week, and I absolutely love it. It came to fruition so quickly, but until I was saying yes to everything, it wasn't happening. I was stuck. As soon as I started saying yes, things started shifting. The other interesting thing that popped up when I started saying yes was things were bigger and more exciting than I could ever imagine, and they were a bit scary. So saying yes before you're ready is something that I got used to in the beginning as well. So I wasn't really ready to move from that abandoned building into a place that had a receptionist. It was a stretch. It was going to cost me a little bit more money, a little bit more time, a little bit more pressure. But I did it. And as soon as I got that muscle up, I said yes to having the space that appeared for me. So a multimodality clinic with 5 other practitioners, with a workshop space, and a receptionist. And again, that was a stretch. I didn't have any idea how I was going to pay for that, but I knew that it was the place that I needed to be. And so I said yes. And only 3 months later, everything was on track, and it was all good. So, like I said, saying yes is really important. We learn it from the masters. I've employed it myself. So think about where you can say yes today or this week to some type of random opportunity that might come up for you. And it might be an email that might pop up in your inbox the next couple of days. And if it does, hop on our Facebook page and send me a message. I'd love to hear about it. It might be a speaking gig that randomly comes out of the blue. It might be an opportunity to shift your practice or shift your focus or niche. And even if you don't think you're ready, say yes and see what happens. Alrighty. The next one that we learnt when it comes to the themes of the things that our naturopathic heroes were talking about is saying no. So it's a complete flip around, isn't it? But it's knowing when to say no and what to do and what not to do. So knowing when to say no is an art form. It's incredible. It takes a lot of practice at saying yes to really, really get the energy of being able to say no. To knowing when to say no to something and knowing that you're not going to miss out. Knowing when to say no and it's not necessarily in alignment with what you do. If any of you got to check out the Rachel Arthur interview, she had an amazing story about when she was saying no. That she was saying yes to lots of speaking gigs for lots of larger companies and corporations, and she was saying yes to lots of opportunities to leverage her profile and to get her name out there, but they weren't necessarily in alignment with what she was interested in doing. And now she's a bit further along. She recognises that the ability to say no to things keeps her in alignment with her life's purpose and keeps her in alignment with the things that are important to her, like her family and the time with her family. For me, my biggest learning about saying no and knowing when to happened, last year. At the beginning of last year, I had a choice to make. At the beginning of last year, I was still practicing as both a naturopath and a massage therapist. And in my logical head, I was saying, yes, massage therapy is fantastic. I love the connection that I'm able to make with my clients. I love being able to be tactile, and the information that they tell me and how they connect with me while they're on the table is just amazing and irreplaceable. But what was happening was the massive change, and the change that I was seeing was actually within my naturopathic clients. Now, this isn't the same with everybody, and I don't suggest that this is what you should do. I'm just giving you an example of when I started saying no. And what I decided then and there was the naturopathic clients that I had and the way I was able to connect with them and the way I was able to facilitate change and to help them understand their bodies and to be on their journey with them was an entirely different thing to the types of clients that I was having in my massage side of my practice. And the massage clients would keep coming back with the same issue, having not changed anything that I might have suggested. Same issue all the time, just coming to get that feeling of feeling better for that small amount of time. And I know that part of my life's purpose is to make big changes and help facilitate and be in a position to create a space where people can change for themselves. And seeing those massage clients and the feeling that I wasn't getting from that really had me thinking about, okay, well, what could I change about that? So at that moment, I decided, right, I have to start saying no. Do I really need to be massaging? Well, actually, no, I don't. And I was learning about business at the time, and I was learning about cost per hour and value per hour. And there is a cap to how much we can charge for massages and per hour, and that makes it quite difficult to be leveraging the amount of cash flow that can be coming through a business. And when I wasn't actually enjoying it, but I had this yearning to please and yearning to service and look after my clients. And so what was happening there was I decided, right, well, I'm going to have to say no. And from that point, it was about 4 weeks later that I went, okay, this is the day. It's got to stop. So I then sent out a newsletter saying that I wasn't going to be practicing as a massage therapist. All of the current clients, I was happy to continue to do their last massage consultations. And then I had some referrals, so I was able to refer out to some of my favourite massage therapists in the area, and I still do. And it changed everything for me in that moment. So I was able to say no. I was able to finish off with those clients. And 4 weeks later, after that had finished, the opportunities for the types of clients that I love to work with, the types of changes that I was able to be present for in people's lives, and the types of healing that could occur through the naturopathic consultations I was doing, and the cash flow that came from that was huge. And it was all from a point of getting to a point of saying no, and being able to say it with confidence after saying a whole bunch of yes, 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 I should massage, yes, that'll be beneficial for growing my list of my clients, yes, yes, yes. And then you get that feeling of actually no. And following through with the no can be sometimes a little bit scary, but the benefits on the other side of it are amazing. So that's our second point. And what are the things this week? So we talked about what are the things you can do to say yes and the opportunities that might arise this week. But what are the things that you might want to give up doing? What are the things that are standing in the way of you being the best you could possibly be in your business or in your practice or in your life? What's something that you just want to go, nope, that's not working for me anymore, and I'm going to pass that up. So that's our takeaway for knowing when to start saying no. All right, our last one, the final of the 3 themes that went through all of our interviewees was that their biggest shifts were all about their mindset and their ability to recognize their place as a leader. This is something I'm really, really, really passionate about when it comes to our field. Natural health is amazing. It is something that every practitioner is passionate about, otherwise you wouldn't have gone through the process of studying it. Every practitioner I know felt so strongly about it that they committed their time and their money to be able to go and study it and then talk to everybody about it. Where does your conversations go to when you talk to people? Mine always end up talking about health because I'm so passionate about it. Mine always end up talking about food and how it relates to the body, your wellness and how you feel. And we are so passionate and so excited about it, yet there doesn't seem to be the results when it comes to rewards, when it comes to finances, abundance when it comes to our lifestyles, abundance when it comes to the amount of people that we see. And I believe this all comes down to the way that we think about what we do. So in my interviews with Damien Christoph and Brendan Penwarden in particular, we really got into the opportunity that arises for us as naturopaths and nutritionists and health practitioners to be a leader and an expert in our field. Now, we're all a bit scared of the word expert, but really, who's better to understand natural health than people who have studied it, people who have practiced with clients, even if you've only seen a couple of clients, even if you're still in student clinic, you are so much more of an expert in that field than the next person who's just read an article in the latest edition of Cosmo on natural skin healing. And having that opportunity to claim that spot and to really feel into it, and the way that Brendan Penwarden described it in our interview was, if you've ever seen the Lego movie, the feeling of everything is awesome, and that feeling of awesomeness, feeling of really owning that we've done this, we know it, we live it, we breathe it, we love it, and we're open to sharing it when we're really driven to share and change other people's lives. So having that opportunity to really, really clarify your mindset can change everything that's going to happen from there on. And I think if this week you have the opportunity to really look at all the things you've achieved, not only the most recent ones of gaining your certification as a natural health practitioner, the things that came before that, the reason that it got you there in the first place, all the successes and even all of the failures, because we learn so much from those. So where have you come from? That was my first question for everybody on the interview series. And they've all got an amazing story of highs and lows that really got them to where they are. And that makes them unique, and that makes their particular mind the one that finds their clients. And you need to be a leader in where you are. You need to be the leader and the person that your clients look up to, because you are the one that they're looking up to. It is your mind that they're looking out for, and the results will follow. So I hope that was useful. These are the three main key things: saying yes to every opportunity that comes up until you get a no, and then following through with that no and dropping the things that aren't serving you. And the third thing is claiming your leadership, claiming where you are and your place in the natural health realm. All right, now we're going to move on to the Inspire Your Business process. This is a process that, like I said at the beginning, was distilled from all of my learnings around business. Now, the things that I missed when I got into understanding business in the way that I did was people didn't know how practices ran. People didn't, my coaches had no idea what it was like to have clients that were depending on you and having to juggle everything all at the same time, including the connection that you have with your clients. And so, and I found that most business models were really old and staid and, 64-page business plans and boringness that I really didn't have time for. I wanted to be able to distill the information quickly, easily, with fun, and have it relevant for me and my practice. So that's how the Inspire business model was produced. And the first one that is on there is your ideal client, your ideal business, and your ideal life. So your ideal client, we're going to talk more on that in a minute, but it is the groundwork, it's the foundation of everything you do in practice as a business person. The next one's your ideal business. Now, there's all sorts of different business models out there that can be beneficial or can hinder the way in which you work best. So we talk about those. And your ideal life. Without a vision for the future, and I talked about, like I was saying before, in my yes mode, I did have a vision for my life and my business that I hadn't tapped into, but as soon as I could see it, it started becoming real for me. So your ideal life and what you want that to look like. And your business plays a massive role in it, and I hadn't recognised that when I was first starting out. The next one's N, and that's numbers and money. Numbers and money are really important in it. Some of us practitioners, generally, I'm speaking, very generally, and it may not be the case for you, but I've found personally and through some of my colleagues, numbers and money really aren't our forte. Numbers and money are hugely important. Numbers and tracking information, and when you get to know and love your numbers, they're really an amazing tool to move you forward. They're really fun. I love, it's going to sound weird because I freaked out the first time I had to speak to an accountant, but I love my time seeing my accountant. I see him 3 times a year, and I absolutely love it because I get to set all these amazing goals, and he gets to see how well I've done at the end of it as well. So numbers are amazing, and they're really, really awesome to start a relationship with and really connect with, because they're going to send again, for want of a better term, a message out to the universe and a message to your subconscious around where it is you want to be, instead of being scared about it and not knowing what to do. Next one, systems and structure. This, again, these are all absolutely irreplaceable. Systems and structure. When I started employing some of the models that I'll be sharing through the Inspire process, and the ones under systems and my goodness, amount of time I managed to leverage to be able to see more clients was huge. The amount of time I didn't have to be spending on the phone was massive, and it's much cheaper than you think. It also changed the way that I could deliver information and deliver the most use and the most value to my clients in a way that I didn't have to be there to do it. And all of that frees you up to do exactly what it is you're best at. And what you're best at is being able to help people. We've all got our strengths, and if your strength is in being a practitioner and being able to help people, then what you want to be doing is setting up a system so you don't have to be doing all that other stuff in the background. Structures are a very similar thing. We've got a couple of models around structure and how you're enabling structure to enable your flexibility. It'll change the way that you can practice as a business person and a practitioner. The next one's your profile and your presence. And your profile is all about how you appear to the world, online and offline. Your profile is how you appear on social media. Your profile is how you appear on LinkedIn, Facebook, things like that. Your profile is how you appear from street level and how you appear through your marketing material, like your business cards and things. Is it in alignment? Is there things that you might need to change? Is that going to give you your ideal client, your ideal business, and your ideal life? The next one's about presence and what it's like to be in your office, in your space. What it's like to be in your space when it comes to your online presence as well. And presence when it comes to public speaking. So we've got a little module in there about that too. Then we've got I for internet. Internet's a massive, massive tool that we haven't really tapped into as a market yet, from what I can tell. And if you're online, great, fantastic. And the amount of stuff that I've learnt over the past couple of years about leveraging your online presence is phenomenal, and it continues to grow. And the internet and the background on websites, how to get your website up, what the best mode of kind of delivery on the internet is for you in particular, how to use the internet for your cloud-based systems and structures, how to use the internet for online bookings, how to use the internet for your social media, how to automate that. That's all in that module there too. The next one's relationships. Relationships are paramount to the way in which you're doing your business, and you'll know from personal experience, relationships are the only way that you can build trust and rapport with your clients. It's the exact same thing when it comes to relationships between businesses to business and relationships on who you'd like to join your team if you're going to create some leverage around the types of people you'd like to get to do your marketing, to do your, to possibly you might want to bring on board a receptionist, and possibly you might want to bring on board other practitioners. Relationships are paramount. And then we've got referrals under relationships as well. How you're going to get relationships with specialists, doctors, other therapies around your general area, other relationships when it comes to people online, how you conduct yourself in your relationships with your clients online as well. So that's in that module. And the last one's energy. Now, this is one that's really close to my heart. Energy is so important when it comes to us as practitioners, and this is one of the things that was missing from the business coaching that I got. The business coaching that I got was based for a business. It wasn't for that one person that was out there that was giving their all to their clients. It wasn't there for that one person who was fully vested in what they're doing to help change the planet and the planet's view on things, to help facilitate change in somebody's life, to help people. And you are your business when you're a practitioner, and having you being looked after is one of the most important things. And one of the other themes that we did touch on during the NatMed Success Summit was burnout, and it's something that I believe often stands in the way of people making the money and the cash flow that they'd like, is because there is a fear of burning out. There is a fear of, oh, how many people can I see? How many people can I really be present with and give my all to? And so energy doesn't just encompass the things that we already know about our health and our well-being that we teach everybody else, but it also encompasses the way in which we conduct ourselves, our energetic selves, our mindset around how important we actually are in our business. So that's the Inspire process. And today I just wanted to share with you quite quickly the ideal client. Now, this is a little practice that I have found to be, like I said at the beginning, a foundational practice for understanding everything there is to know about my business. So until I did this, and I had heaps of resistance around it when I first did it, until I did it and got clear on who I was actually serving, everything else turned into a milieu of just, I'm a naturopath who serves everybody on the planet type of thing. So you may have heard about something like this before, but stick with it and see what you can glean out of it this time around. Your ideal client is actually the person that you've got in your mind, even if you've only seen a couple of people in a student clinic, the ideal person that you got the most results out of, that when you were working with them, time stood still, the way in which you worked with them was awesome. You got great results. They were really engaged in what you were talking about. They were really engaged in the process, and they loved what you did. And you loved being there, helping them and facilitating their change. Those clients are the types of clients that you like. Now, the process of the ideal client is to actually find that one person. And it might be a person that's just popped into your mind, but you give them a different name. And you give them, yes, a real name, like an actual name, and you give them an actual age. Not like she's like, 25 to 55 and she's a woman, but sometimes she's a man. We're talking an actual age. Now, what this does and what it brings up for people is that I don't want to niche that much. I don't want to just serve that one person. And that's not the idea of the process. The idea of the process is that if you can hone in on that one person and shine a really deep laser, like a spotlight, onto that one person, the ambient light that surrounds that is going to capture a whole bunch of other people anyway. Now, they might not be that particular person that may get the best results, but they're going to get great results as well. It's just, unless you can hone in on that one person and the ideal type of person that they are, their age, what they need, what they're most worried about, what types of health issues that they have, how they want to have those health issues resolved, how they want to communicate, where they might be Googling for their health issues, where they might be looking for the information to find out about their issue, where they might be spending most of their time. Is it with mothers groups? Is it on a job site? Is it in a mining company? Is it in admin roles? Is it up at the school? Where they're hanging out offline and where they're hanging out online? Are they on Facebook? Are they? Do they even access the internet? Do they like getting emails? Do they not like getting emails? So you can see when we're honing in on these things, you then know where you have to be to access them. So my ideal client does hang out on Facebook, and that's why I've got a large following on Facebook for my naturopathic business. And they love inspiration. And so I give inspirational quotes every day. And it keeps me connected with them, and they keep connected that way as well. And they're inspired. And this has come from a whole bunch of really focusing in on what it is that they actually want to hear from me and how they want to interact with me. So, like I was saying, you need to hone in on who it is, give he or she a name, give her an age, or him an age, and look at the types of health problems that they might have, the types of things that keep them up at 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's where you can be of most service. And that's the types of things that you want to be focusing on when it comes to your blogs If you do run a blog, or if you run a newsletter, you might want to put an article in that's specifically targeted to that particular person. As soon as, instead of me writing, oh, this is what this is the most current theme on whatever it was. This is the most current theme on allergies. Here is my A is for allergies article, which you can still see on my website actually. None of my clients, my ideal clients, are interested in allergies, really. What they're interested in is getting more energy and having less stress. And so as soon as I targeted and started writing blog articles about getting more energy and having less stress, and the most recent research into stress and adrenals and energy and how to boost your energy, all of a sudden my readership went huge. All of a sudden I had so many more people engaged in my following on Facebook and social media. All of a sudden I had a whole bunch of things that weren't happening before. And it was all because I targeted in on this one specific person. And like I said, other people will come. You don't have to fret. It's just made up in your head that you're actually making this particular person. It's not going to be the particular person that you're going to be interacting with. It's a whole bunch of people around that who have similar health issues, who have similar places that they might find you, who have similar things that they're interested in hearing from you in particular. So I urge you to write a list, a one-pager, outlining your ideal client, that particular one person, and where she might be looking for things, where she might buy things. Is it Target? Is it Kmart? Is it David Jones? Does he like motorbikes? Does he like the football? Does he like all of those other little places that you might show up, and where you might pop up your business, and you might pop up the opportunities for them to find you and engage with you, and you might be able to help them and service them. So, lastly, I wanted to talk to you today. Let's pop you back to that one. If you did find something really valuable about the Inspire model, if it's found you excited about finding out more when it comes to those areas of your business that you might need a little bit of a hand in, what I've set up is a 7-week online course in a very similar model to what we've done this afternoon. And what it is a webinar every Wednesday, like we're doing now, followed by Q&A session where you can have all of your questions answered in the group, and I will be there talking to you specifically about your business and how it relates to your business. There'll be a Facebook group where we can all interact, and you can ask your questions whenever you'd like. And there's also going to be an assignment each week based around each of these little letters so that you can take action, which is one of the biggest things that I learned in my business. Is I just took away one thing and took action on it, which I would love for you to do today. If you take away one thing and just take action on that, then massive change can happen. So we've got 7 weeks, one little class a week, one Q&A session a week, the Facebook group, the recordings of all of that, all of the recordings for the classes as well, and access to me and my business partner, Murray, who is taking big business culture and learnings into small business. And this is what you're getting. You'll also get the marketing system and the blueprints that we have for each of those letters, and the profile feedback. Profile feedback is where you appear online and if it's in alignment with what you're doing. We can give you like an audit on your website, an audit on how you appear on natural therapies pages, an audit on and how you could optimize that to gain more leverage when it comes to getting more clients, making more money, and getting the life that you'd like to live. So I have got everything that I have in my tool belt when it comes to business over the past 3 years of learning about it, 2 or 3 years of learning about it, and I'm going to give it to you for $197. So $197 is an absolute bargain, and if I do say so myself, but less than $200 for 7 weeks of contact and questions and structure to enable you to get all of the information that you require about leveraging your business. It's massive, and it's never going to be like this again, but I saw so many new practitioners especially give me amazing feedback on the summit, and I would love to be able to get you to jump straight away into your businesses with all of the information that I wish I'd have had in the beginning. And I want you all to be able to do that straight away rather than wait for it or spend the ridiculous amount of money I have on a whole bunch of people that weren't necessarily going to understand where my practice was coming from. So that's the opportunity, and it's on www.inspiremybusiness.com, and if you go over to the Work With Us page, and there's a little drop-down box that says Inspire Your Business, that's the online course, or if you go to inspiremybusiness.com/online course, you'll find it there. If you can't click through because of your browser, there is an opportunity to click through up the top. There's a small little link, and you can book straight through there. There's PayPal, and we will be reconvening, if you choose to join us, next week at around the same time. So that's 4 o'clock on Wednesdays that we're going to be talking, and then we've got our Q&A sessions. If you'd like any more information on it, you can contact us at inspiremybusiness.com, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you've got around the process or the course. And I thank you so much for investing the time to listen to some of these tools and some of these lessons that we had today. And you can follow us on Facebook if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing all of the success that you have in your business and your life as well. So thanks very, very much for joining today, and I hopefully will see you in more webinars and more things to come. All right, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.